Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video. So there's 720p, 1080p, 2K, 4K. There's so many options for resolution when you're shooting your videos. In this quick video, we'll do a rundown on the advantages and disadvantages of each, as well as run through what resolution I typically film at, so that next time you're filming, you can make the right choice. First off, and it should go without saying, but everyone should be creating their videos in high definition. This means no less than 720p and ideally 1080p. If you don't have a camera that supports 1080p, then get as close as you can to it. Now there are some cases where it would make more sense to shoot in 720p over 1080p, and that would be if you're using your smartphone to create your videos. Now typically the rear-facing camera on your smartphones is much higher resolution, so typically 1080p plus, but the front-facing camera is in a lot of cases limited to 720p. So the loss in quality that you get by using the front-facing camera and filming at 720p, I feel would far outweigh the benefits of the higher resolution 1080p rear-facing camera, because if you're using your rear-facing camera, you won't be able to monitor your shot while you're actually recording. So you won't be able to check and double check and triple check that you are actually recording and that your light is right, that your framing of the shot is right. So the benefit there of shooting in 720p versus the higher resolution 1080p definitely outweigh the loss in quality. Okay, but what if the camera that you've got already supports 2K or 4K? Should you go that high? Or if it doesn't, do you need an upgrade? Well, there's a few factors to consider, but most of them are in relation to editing. First, the higher the resolution, the more storage you're going to require. So 2K is bigger than 1080p. 4K is much bigger again. So you could expect huge files if you're recording everything in 4K. And that also really depends on which camera you're using and the bit rates that you're recording at. If you don't have the storage space to handle 2 or 4K, then stick to 1080p. Also, the higher the resolution, the more intensive editing is on your computer system and the more processing power you're going to need. You will notice a significant decrease in performance editing 4K footage versus 1080p footage if you don't have a high-powered computer. There is one exception here, and that's Final Cut Pro on Mac. It is absolutely awesome at chewing through 4K footage. It runs so efficiently that people have even tested it on the new 12-inch MacBook, which is an extremely low-powered computer, and they've tested it editing 4K footage and it worked fairly well. But if you're using Premiere or something else, a low-powered computer just won't cut it. So let's assume you've got the storage space and the power to edit. Should you use 2K and 4K, and what are the advantages? Well, the immediate benefit of 4K is that it's higher quality, more pixels on screen, and a crisper image if the person viewing has a 4K display to make full use of it. There is a growing number of these displays and TVs out there, but I wouldn't say that they've become the standard just yet. That said, one of the biggest advantages of shooting in 4K is that you can completely reframe your shot in your editing, and you can still output a full 1080p resolution without losing any quality. So here you can see a quick comparison of the size of the videos that you're recording, the physical resolution size that you're then able to scale and move around, so you can see perfectly that the 1080p video fits well inside of a 4K video. This means you can zoom in on your footage to create jump cuts or reframe your shot during your editing without losing any quality. So if that's important to you, then the higher the resolution, the better. Higher resolution means more flexibility in your editing if you're going to be exporting at a lower resolution than what you're filming at. So right now, you should be aiming for a minimum of 1080p where possible, and if it makes sense. If you're looking for more flexibility in your editing, then try shooting in 2K or 4K and outputting at 1080. If you want the maximum quality possible, then of course go for the highest resolution you can, but for most everyday content videos, 1080 or even 720p are enough. If you found this helpful, we'd really appreciate a share or a thumbs up or a comment. If not, thumb it down, we'd love the feedback. Make sure you subscribe over at primalvideo.com/subscribe for our weekly updates. I'll see you next time.